What's up guys, Jason here. In this video I'm going to be teaching you how to make a simple and efficient automatic Minecraft Bedrock raid farm. This farm works on 1.17 and on all other recent versions of Minecraft Bedrock, whether you play on a phone, tablet, Xbox, PlayStation, and a Switch or PC. The materials list for this farm will be in the description. As you guys can see here, this farm will give you a ton of emeralds, totems, enchanted books, and other great loot. This farm will also give you a bunch of XP. The first step is to find a pillager outpost. I recommend that you guys go to a pillager outpost that is at least 100 blocks away from any villages. If you guys want to use an outpost that is near a village, you guys can still do that. However, you will need to break all beds and workstations at the village. Once you guys are at an outpost, go to the top part. Then place glass panes all around the center area like this. By placing these glass panes, you will be able to find the pillager spawn spot. Once you guys are done placing all those glass panes, your farm should be looking like this. The next step is to back up about 30 blocks from the outpost. After you guys have backed up about 30 blocks, switch your game to peaceful mode and then to hard mode. As you guys can see there, that should cause pillagers to start spawning in the glass panes. If you guys don't want to switch your game to peaceful and then to hard, another option would be to kill the pillagers in the area manually. Once you have done that, go back to 30 blocks away from the pillager outpost. After you guys have seen that pillagers have spawned in the glass panes, go back to the outpost. Now break all glass panes except for the glass panes that are enclosing the pillagers. By the way, if you guys have multiple pillager spawn spots, you guys should just choose one, then cover the other ones up with leaves. As you guys can see there, your pillagers should be enclosed by the glass panes in between these 4 blocks. The next step is to find the southeast block of the pillager spawn spot. To do that, open an empty locator map. Now position yourself so that your arrow points towards the top of the map. This direction is north. Once you guys are facing north, turn to the right so that your arrow points towards the right side of the map. This direction is east. Once you are facing east, turn again. Your arrow should now be facing the bottom of the map. That is south. Since south is this way, and east is this way, that means the southeast block is over in this direction. Now replace the southeast block of the pillager spawn spot with any solid block that you want. By the way, a couple examples of solid blocks include cobblestone or wood planks. The next step is to break these other 3 blocks of the pillager spawn spot. After you guys are done doing that, break the chests and any pillars that are on this floor of the pillager outpost. The next step is to create a 3-block high glass block wall all the way around this pillager spawn spot. After you guys are done doing that, place leaves on top of this glass block wall. By the way, the reason why we place leaves over there is to prevent raids from spawning on those spots. The next step is to come down here. Now break any staircase that is on this floor. If after you break the staircase, one of the blocks on the side of this chamber is exposed, you guys can replace it with a solid block. The next step is to place 2 blocks over here. Now break this block. Now place 4 blocks over here. 3 over here. And 3 like this. After you guys have done that, place 3 blocks over here. And a block at this spot. After you have done that, break this block and this glass block as well. The next step is to turn over this direction. Now break any blocks between here and the outside of the outpost. The next step is to turn over this way. Now place a block over here. Then replace this block with a cobblestone wall. That cobblestone wall will cause pillagers to be pushed into a water stream. After you guys have done that, place 2 blocks like this. 1, 2. At this point, if there are any fences on this side of your outpost, break them. The next step is to place 3 blocks over here and 3 over here. Now place 2 over here and 2 like this. After creating the shape, place a block at this spot. Now build up 29 blocks over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After you guys are done building up 29 blocks, come back down. Then place a block at each of these spots. Now extend these 3 sides up to the same height of the top of that pillar. By the way, if there are any blocks directly above these blocks, you guys can break them. Once you guys have created that tube, come down inside of it. Then place a sign over here and a sign at the spot. Now place a water bucket over here. That water should flow just like that. After you guys are done placing that water, break the 4 glass panes that are surrounding your pillagers. Once you have done that, place a glass block over here. That glass block should be 1 block above that marked spawn spot. Whenever pillagers spawn, that glass block will push them off into this water stream. The next step is to come up to the top. Once you guys are at the top of this tube, come to one side of it. Now place 5 leaves over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then place 1 leaf at this spot. After you guys have done that, place 4 leaves this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now fill in an outline with leaf blocks. The next step is to come over to this spot. Now place a piston over here, piston over here, piston over here, and piston over here. Make sure all those pistons are facing those directions. After you have placed those pistons, place an observer at the spot. Make sure the top arrow of that observer is facing that way. Then place a piston over here. Make sure the top arrow of that observer is facing this next piston. Then place an observer over here. Make sure the top arrow is facing that way. Then place an observer at the spot. Make sure the top arrow is facing this next piston. Then place an observer over here. Make sure the top arrow is facing that way. Then place an observer at the spot. Make sure the top arrow is facing this next piston. Now place an observer over here. Make sure the top arrow is facing that way. Finally, place an observer at the spot. Make sure the top arrow is facing this next piston. Make sure all your pistons and observers are facing the correct directions. The next step is to place 4 blocks over here, 3 over here, and 3 over here. The next step is to take a trident, then throw it at that piston. Now place a lever over here, then flick it down. Once the pistons stop moving, flick it up. As you guys can see here, that should cause the pistons to move around infinitely. Now flick this lever down to shut that redstone system off. That will be the trident killer of this farm. It will automatically kill all the mobs. The next step is to place a glass block over here and a stair at this spot. Make sure the stair is facing like that. This spot over here will be where you collect all the XP. The next step is to place a layer of blocks on top of here. Once you have done that, place a glass block at this spot, then place 3 blocks over here, 1 over here, 1 at this spot, 1 over here, and 3 over here. Then come to this side. Now place blocks like this. Now come to the back, then place blocks like this. Finally, come to this side, then place blocks like this. The reason why you created another layer of blocks around the trident killer is to prevent mobs from being able to glitch out. The next step is to come to the bottom of the farm directly below this block. Once you have done that, build it all the way up with leaves. After you guys have placed all those leaves, place vines on the side of that pillar. This will allow you guys to easily access the top of your raid farm. The next step is to come over here. Now count down 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then place 2 blocks over here. And 3 blocks this way. Now crouch down and place a double chest over here. Then crouch down and place a hopper at the spot. Make sure that hopper is falling downwards towards this chest. You guys can tell the hopper is falling downwards because as you guys can see there, the nozzle should be facing down. Now crouch down and place a rail on top. Then place a minecart with hopper on top of that rail. Now place a leaf block on each side of this minecart with hopper. By placing those leaves, the minecart with hopper will never move. It's important that your minecart with hopper is underneath one of the 4 blocks of the trident killer floor. That is because the minecart with hopper will collect items, funnel those items into that hopper and into the collection system. The next step is to break these leaves. Now count down 5 blocks from the spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then place 2 leaf blocks over here. And 3 this way. After you guys have done that, crouch down and place 2 hoppers below this chest. Then crouch down and place 2 chests over here. And 2 over here. After you guys have done that, crouch down and place 2 hoppers over here. Make sure both those hoppers are falling downwards. Then crouch down and place 2 chests over here. And 2 chests over here. Those chests will store the items that are harvested in this farm. The next step is to crouch down and place leaves on top of each of those chests. By placing leaves, you will be able to prevent raids from spawning on the chests. If you guys want to expand the collection system, all you guys need to do is add more hoppers and chests. The next step is to come back to the top. Now place blocks around the spot just like this. Then come over to this corner. Now build up 18 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After you guys are done building up 18 blocks, build up 18 more blocks on each of these sides. After you guys have completed that step, you should have a tube that looks like this. The next step is to come back down to the bottom. Now place leaves all around this spot. These leaves will prevent raids from spawning over here. After you guys are done placing those leaves, come over here. Then build up 25 blocks at this spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then come back down here. Then build up 25 blocks on each of these blocks as well. After you have done that, come over to this spot. Then break this leaf block and place the blocks all the way up until you get to the same height as those pillars over there. After you guys have created this tube, place a block over here. Then break these 2 blocks. Now place 2 over here and 2 at this spot. The next step is to build out 8 blocks this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then come back to this side. Now build out 8 blocks over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then come over here. Now build out 8 blocks in this direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. After you guys have created that outline, fill it in with solid blocks. After you guys are done creating that platform, create a 1 block high wall all the way around it. After you guys are done creating that wall, extend the wall up by 1 block on this side. Now place a layer of stairs all around those 3 sides. The next step is to create an infinite water source. To do that, come to one side and place 4 blocks like this. Then place blocks all around. Now place a water bucket over here and a water bucket over here. By creating that infinite water source, you guys will be able to use 2 buckets to fill in all the water for this entire farm. The next step is to place water in each stair block. Once you guys are done placing all that water, it should flow right before going into the center tube just like this. At this point, you guys can fill in and break your infinite water source. The next step is to create a 3 block high wall all the way around this area. This will prevent the raid mobs from being able to escape this top platform. After you guys are done creating that 3 block high wall, place leaves all on top of that wall. These leaves will prevent the raid mobs from spawning on top of the walls. After you have placed those leaves, place leaves on top of this part of the farm as well. The next step is to come in here. Now break these 2 blocks. Those 2 blocks should be the blocks that expose this other tube. Once you have done that, place a sign over here and a sign at this spot. The next step is to place water over here. Once you guys have placed water at that spot, wait for the water to go all the way down to the bottom, then come inside of here. Once you're down at this bottom spot, place kelp from here all the way up to the top. By doing this, you will be able to convert the water stream into all water source blocks. The next step is to go back down to the bottom. Now break this bottom kelp. As you guys can see there, that should break all the kelp. After you guys have broken all the kelp, break this block. Then place soul sand over here. As you guys can see there, that should create a bubble column. This bubble column will cause pillagers to get launched up into the top part of the farm. Once you guys are back up here, place water at this spot. That water should flow just like that. The next step is to come over here, then build up 8 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now place a block at this spot, then place a bed over here. After placing that bed, place 3 leaves over here, and 3 over here. Then place 3 at this spot, 3 over here, 3 over here, and 3 over here. After placing all those leaves, come down here. Then break these blocks that you placed earlier. The next step is to bring a villager over to this bed. A couple easy ways you guys can bring a villager up here in survival is by using either a bubble column or a minecart and rail system. Once you guys have a villager up here, wait for it to link to the bed. You guys can tell it has linked to the bed because it will show green particles. If your villager does not link to the bed, try breaking all beds at the village or villager breeder that you got the villager from. After the villager has linked to the bed, wait for it to turn nighttime. After it is nighttime, the villager should then sleep in the bed. Once the villager is sleeping, place 2 leaf blocks like this. It's really important that you guys place the leaves exactly like I did. By placing the leaves like that, raids will not spawn on the villager. By the way, the reason why we have a villager in a bed over here is because that will designate this area as a village. By designating the area as a village, a raid will be able to spawn in the top part of this farm. The next step is to come back down to the bottom of the farm. Now cover the roof of the pillager outpost with leaves. These leaves will prevent raids from spawning down here on the outpost. After covering the roof of the outpost with leaves, come down here. Now break all of these fence posts. Then cover this floor with leaves as well. After covering that floor with leaves, come down here. Then cover this part with leaves as well. Make sure you cover this entire floor with leaves. After covering that area with leaves, come down here. Then cover the staircase with leaves. Then cover this floor with leaves as well. After covering this floor with leaves, cover the stair with leaves as well. Now cover this entire bottom floor with leaves. Then place leaves on this outer part of the outpost. After you guys have placed those leaves, cover all ground within 3 blocks of the pillager outpost with leaves. Once you guys are done placing all those leaves, your farm should be looking something like this. I am now going to do a quick fly around so you guys can check and make sure you've made this farm correctly. Over here, you guys should have this pillager spawning chamber. Over here, you guys should have your collection system. Make sure all your hoppers are facing the correct directions. Over here, you guys should have your trident killer. Up here, you guys should have the villager in the bed. Finally, up here, you guys should have this top tower. On this side of the top tower, there should be that tube connected to it. How this farm works is, whenever you guys stand over here, pillagers will spawn down at the pillager spawn spot, get pushed off by glass into the water stream, then get pushed up the bubble column. After they have gone up the bubble column, the water stream will push them over, down into this trident killer. Whenever the trident killer is turned on, the pillagers will automatically be killed. Whenever a pillager captain is killed, it will give you bad omen, which will then cause a raid to start. A raid will start because this area is designated as a village due to there being a bed and a villager over there. As soon as a raid starts, the raid will spawn up in that upper tower, get pushed down by water, then killed by this trident killer. You guys will be able to collect all the XP over here, and all the loot will get funneled down into the collection system. Whenever you guys want to turn the farm off, all you guys need to do is flick that lever down to shut it off. I am now going to show you how to use this farm. To use it, first stand over here, then turn on this trident killer. Once the trident killer is activated, pillagers will start getting killed whenever they land over here. As you guys can see there, whenever a pillager captain is killed, you will get a bad omen and a raid will start. The raid will be automatically killed. All you guys need to do is stand over here. You guys will collect all the XP, and all the loot will get funneled down into the collection chests. By the way, if you guys hold a sword enchanted with looting 3 while using this farm, you guys will be able to get more loot at a time. That is because the looting 3 effect will be applied to the trident. By the way, if you guys want to get totems, make sure you're either on normal or hard mode. As you guys can see there, the raid has finished. In order to get another raid to start, all you guys need to do is wait. As soon as another pillager captain has been killed, another raid will start. As you guys can see there, another raid has started. By the way, if this farm does not work for you, then try setting your world simulation distance to 4 chunks. You guys can do that by leaving your world and going into your world settings. Also, try switching your game to peaceful mode and then to hard mode. Whenever you guys are done using this farm, all you guys need to do is flick this lever down to shut the trident killer off. That will cause you to stop getting bad omen. To collect the loot, all you guys need to do is come down here. It will all be in these collection chests. By the way, if you guys ever don't want some of the items you guys can get rid of them by taking them out of the chest, then burning them. I hope you all enjoyed learning how to make this simple and efficient automatic Minecraft Bedrock raid farm. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions for what I should do in future videos. Please like, comment, subscribe, and check out my other Minecraft videos. I upload every day. Thanks for watching!